whisper video, Soothing Sounds by Pearl. Tonight I thought I would just do a quick eating video because I made this dish and it's just too delicious not to share. Cedar plank salmon atop a bed of asparagus and mushrooms, which is all on top of a little, I guess you could call it puree of corn and pumpkin. So corn pumpkin puree. Delicious. I've made a dish very similar to this, and last time I made it I was wearing this too. I didn't plan that, I just happened to be wearing the same thing. So I'm gonna get right into it because the puree cools down really fast, even though I had it in a pot simmering. And nothing more not good and sad than puree that's cold. So a little bit of salmon in there, some mushrooms and asparagus. Excuse me, there's a throat bubble. I know the color isn't super appetizing on the puree, but let me tell you, it's so good. Oh man. Nicely spiced and seasoned rubbed salmon that was cooked in the oven at 425 for about 18 minutes. I know that seems kind of high, but I like the cedar plank salmon a little extra well done. Just my personal preference. Salmon in general, I like to have a little more well done. Tuna, I can take, more like medium rare. But something about salmon, I don't know if it's because it has like a higher occurrence of flukes and parasites, but something about like undercooked salmon just perfect balance of sweet and salty, unctuous and rich and buttery, but bright and vibrant. Got the crunchy, nice sauteed asparagus with the mushrooms that are just slightly undercooked as they're sitting on top of the puree. Nice salted and seasoned salmon, and then the puree itself has salt and sweetness. I've got a little bit of brown sugar swerve in there to bring out the sweetness of the corn. I didn't use sweetened corn, I just used regular corn. And the pumpkin and everything, and some cinnamon, some garlic, a little bit of curry because I gotta have my curry. It's so good. I have been thinking of recipes for you guys. Various recipes I'm gonna do. Some sweet stuff, some dinner stuff, healthy stuff. It's harder for me to do like really fun things because it's not my kitchen. So I don't want to like make a whole production out of it and then be in somebody else's way. So once I'm in Nashville, you can expect some nice dinners some issues, and I still don't know if it's an injury or if it's something a little more nefarious. I'm hoping it's just an injury that goes back all the way to like August. That just might have gotten worse, but I've also dealt with ulcers in the past, and it kind of feels like that again. So eating is tricky. Like, I still have an appetite, which is great, and so far it doesn't bother me to eat. Like, it doesn't hurt, because when I used to have when I had the ulcer, it would burn. It would hurt so bad to eat. I mean, it burned all the time. And you get like a just really not good feeling in your stomach, like something's wrong, something's in there. And your stomach constantly feels full. Like, even water sometimes is like, oh, you can feel it. Just, I don't know. But this, it like comes and goes, so it could be anything. It could be gas. It could be the last bastion of my anxiety taking its final bows before I strangle it into submission. Because a lot of the cardiac related things have ceased for now. Again, that's gonna be a big old knock. Because for now, everything has kind of tapered off. It's still there from time to time, somebody recently suggested or asked if I could do a spit painting video. I had never heard of it, so I looked it up, and I gotta say it's a little not intimidating, but I don't know. I've never done anything like that, but I also haven't done any like personal care videos. Would that be something that you guys would be interested in as well? Personal care stuff. was just like a band, like that, but across my stomach, and I actually could see it because I hurried up out of the position. Like, it hurt so bad. I got out of the position. I stood there for a second trying to like compose myself because it took my breath away, and I could see this, like, whatever this was, this band sticking out of my stomach. Eventually it subsided, but it looked like a muscle cramp. If you've ever seen somebody get a muscle cramp, like on the outside, like you could see the outside of their skin seize. It looked like that, but in my abs. And then every time I would go to bend over, it would feel like it was gonna do it again, and I'd basically have to do a one-legged lunge to bend over. And for weeks and weeks after, my core in my stomach just felt really weak, like it was gonna do it at any given moment again. If I was sat on the floor and leaned forward at all, or if I leaned back on my arms, it felt like my stomach was really close to doing that again. And eventually it kind of subsided, I guess, and I stopped paying attention. And then, like I think I said in yesterday's video, I was doing a lat push down exercise, and I pushed a little too hard with a little too heavy of a weight, and it caused me to strain something in my upper left ab muscles. And that's where a lot of the pain is, my upper left quadrant. So, I'm pretty sure it's related to the injury, but when you have a hypochondriac mind, your mind really wanders, and the worry sets in.